Hi everyone, Phil here. The first thing we're going to go over here is the partner portal, also commonly known as the organizations page. So this will be the first page that you'll see when you first log into Hubdoc. This page allows you to do a couple of things here. The main thing is that you're going to see all of the different Hubdoc accounts that you have access to. You can also see there's a little bit of more information about each account that you have access to. So we have for each account the number of docs that there are available to review, the current status, so if there's any missing personal verification questions or anything like that with any of your accounts, how many staff members have access to this account, and I'll show you in a minute how to add new staff members, the access level you have, and then whether or not this is a paying or non-paying account. So the first thing I'm going to talk about here is how to add a new account. So you can see here at the top, we have a big button that says add a client account. If this is the first client account that you are asking, or that you are adding to your account here, the first thing that you'll be asked for is your credit card information. So you want to make sure that you're putting that information in. In terms of your actual billing cycles, the way it works is as soon as you put in your credit card information, you'll be billed for the first month of Hubdoc for that one account. And then you will not be billed again until 1 month from that date. So if we put in our credit card info today, we would not be billed again until next month. If this is not your first paying account, when you click on this button, you'll have the option to put in the email address of the person that you would like to add an account for, and then they will receive an email and they will have the option to essentially grant you access to their account. And then once they've done that, you will then see them, they will show up in this particular list. So the other thing we're going to talk about here is the how you actually manage users or manage staff. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Manage Users button here. So you can see here when we click on that, that takes us to our Manage Users page. So you can see we have a number of staff members already within here. If we wanted to add an additional staff member, all we have to do is add their email address in this field here and then click Add New User. And then that user you'll see has been added to the list here. If we go ahead and click on that user, you can see that currently they don't have access to any of our clients. So we can change that pretty easily. All we have to do is click this drop down here and select which clients we would like to grant access to this user. And then we click the Add Access button, and then they will have access to that particular account. If for whatever reason you decide you want to revoke access for this user to a particular account, all you have to do is click this Revoke Access button. And then, let's say you have a staff member who leaves your practice, your accounting practice, and you'd like to delete them entirely. We do have this Delete User button, and when you click on that, obviously it will delete that user. I'm just going to pop back over to the organizations page here, and now I'm going to pass this on to my colleague, Uriel, who is going to talk about setting up some of the connections.
Thanks, Phil. Great, so now that we've gotten familiar with the organizations page, we're going to actually jump into an account here. We're going to jump into Hubdoc Demo Ruby. And now you'll see your Hubdoc account page. So this is the view that your clients will see, and this is what you'll see if you don't actually have any clients yet and you've just created your first account. Now let's go ahead and start adding some documents to this account. Now there's two types of documents that you can add. You can either add an automated connection and get documents that way, or you can manually upload receipts. First, we're going to talk about adding automated accounts. So we're going to look, and I'm going to say, I want to add an American Express account here. So I'm going to type in my user ID right here, and I'm going to type in my password, and I'm going to click Add Account. What this will do is this will actually connect to your American Express account and start pulling in any statements that you have available for download on the online portal. So we'll give this a second to start working, and as you can see in the background here, we're starting to see that our Hubdoc, our American Express receipts are getting pulled into Hubdoc. Now we'll give that a moment or two to finish. Now Hubdoc currently has 700 live connections for automated accounts. And we're constantly adding. And if there's an account that you use with a lot of your clients that we don't have, you can always feel free to reach out to us, the support team, and we'll be sure to add it to our list of potential future accounts that we'll connect with. So let's go ahead. Also, we have, it's not just banks we also have telecommunication companies. So let's look at, for instance, Comcast. I'm going to enter my credentials for Comcast here. And now we can see again, Hubdoc's doing the exact same thing. It's connecting to our Comcast account, and we'll pull down any statements that are available online, and you can see that happening right here. Now that's one way of getting statements or receipts into Hubdoc. The other way is to actually add a manual receipt. So to do that, you're going to click on Add Receipt, and you can literally just drag and drop a file into this portion right here, and it will upload it to Hubdoc. Or you can click Browse, and it will actually take you to your hard drive, and you can start pulling a receipt there. Two more ways you can actually get receipts into Hubdoc. One is through the mobile app. So we have a mobile app for iPhones and for Android that you can download through the Google Play Store or the iTunes App Store. And then you can easily upload documents through that. You can also submit by email. So every Hubdoc account has a unique intake email address associated with it. So you can see here, ours is rubygemshop@app.hubdoc.com. And you can actually customize this receipt, this email address, and then any receipt that you send to this email address will automatically get uploaded to Hubdoc. When it does, it will go through our optical character recognition technology, and it sometimes takes up to 24 hours, but usually a lot less. It will extract the key data from that receipt. Now that's about adding connections. Now I'm going to hand it off to my colleague Alex, who's going to talk to you about the different tabs in Hubdoc.
Okay, hi there. So now we're going to get into how we can locate and look at everything once it's already in. So we have uploaded some manual uploads, and we also have our connections. So if we look at our document stream, which is right in the middle, you'll see that there's 5 tabs up at the top: all, processing, review, failed, and archived. These indicate the status of the documents that are in your Hubdoc account currently. All is everything. Processing, we click on processing. We'll see we have one document processing. It is a Shoppers Drug Mart receipt. Processing means it is waiting to go through our OCR technology to extract 3 critical fields. This can take up to 24 hours, often less. Basically, if it's in here, it means that it hasn't happened yet. So once this would happen, it would extract vendor, total amount, and date. Then that document would move into review. So review are documents that have gone through the OCR and need to be reviewed by the user. We have 2 documents in here. You can see that they've had everything extracted. We can see the receipt, but we need to check it off by editing the data and then send it to our downstream integration or archive, which we will get into more details later. Failed. So sometimes documents may fail. So you'll see we have one document here. We're just waiting for it to load. So there's a couple reasons why we can end up with a document in the failed tab. One may be an issue with the downstream integration, so it failed to push to the downstream integration. Another may be in the processing with the extraction of the 3 fields, the date, the vendor, and the total amount. One may be missing. So if we have a look at this receipt, we'll see there's no date on here. So during the processing, they were not able to extract a date, and the document goes into failed. So if this was your receipt, you may have to take a picture again that shows the date, which could be at the bottom, or if you knew the date, you could enter in the data yourself. Archived is those documents that you have moved to archive, so they have been reviewed or they have already been pushed to a downstream integration. All right, so that's for the different status tabs up at the top. We go back into all. And then over on the side, you'll see that we have folders. So all documents is all documents. And then we have bills and statements and uploads. So at the beginning, we talked about automatic connections and manual uploads. So the automatic connections, those connections that you set up and will fetch documents every night, go into bills and statements. If we just open this, you'll see we have our Amex and our Comcast. You'll see there's 3 next to the Comcast. That means there are 3 documents in Comcast. If we go to the American Express, we have multiple accounts. So you could have more than one account and they will all file under there. These can be renamed accordingly. So here we have add new folder, rename folder, delete folder, download, export. So if you'd like to change the name, say to Hubdoc from the number that it will default to, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. So we can close these. So that's where your automatic connections will go into bills and statements and uploads. So uploads will be anything based on the vendor name that's extracted by the OCR technology. So every time Hubdoc extracts a new vendor name, it will create a new folder with that vendor name under uploads. So we have Metro, we have Rogers. Let's open some of these. Do we have anything in them? So in food, you'll see we have Burrito Boys and Green Papaya. So food is a manually created folder to organize the different food receipts that we have. So we could change this to lunch. And now every time we go for lunch, we can put all of our lunch expenses in here. Shell Canada, we can see we have 1 document in here, 1 document in Sun Gas Services. So these can be organized together. However, you will always have a folder for each vendor name. All right, so that is about it for folders and statuses. Oh, one more thing, sorry. You can delete a folder. If we click here and we hit delete a folder, once that folder is deleted, it will go to trash, and then the trash will have to be emptied for the folder to actually be deleted. So you do have kind of a fail-safe there. All right, we're going to pass this on to my colleague Nicole to go over a couple of the special features that Hubdoc offers.
Hi everyone, Nicole here. So I'll be going over some of the special features that we have inside of Hubdoc for some internal organization. So we have 3 of them. We have notes, tags, and the paid banner. So we'll start off with notes. So if you go to a receipt or bill or statement, at the top here you can click on notes, and it will drop down and you can add a note. So for example, this is a La Carnita receipt, and say it was a lunch with a client, but you used your personal card. You could put in here, personal card used for payment, and click save. And that note would be attached to the receipt within Hubdoc, so you can communicate that extra information to your accountant or bookkeeper, and they would know that that was used on your personal card, although it is a business expense. Another way to add notes would be when you're manually uploading documents through email. So if you were to send in this receipt as a PDF attachment, for example, you would put in the body of the email #note, and then you could put in the same note. So personal card used for payment, and then you close it off again with hashtag note. So when that document is pulled into Hubdoc, it will already have that note attached to it. And again, it can be used for communication between your other clients or between your accountant and bookkeeper. Then we have the tag feature. So again, this is another use for organization within Hubdoc. So if we wanted to have all of our client receipts for lunch in one spot, this is one way you could do it while keeping them in their vendor-specific folders. So we could put in here at the top where it says add tag client lunch, click enter, and that tag is created right there. You can also add new tags down here as well. You could do something like business expenses. And then that would be a tag that you could have for your business expenses to all be in one spot. Lastly, we have the paid banner, which is just up here in the mark as paid. So this could be a communication that you have paid an outstanding invoice or bill or something of that sort. I do want to note that these three organizational tools within Hubdoc do not connect with your downstream integrations. So it is for internal organization within your Hubdoc account only. So now that we've gone through those special features, I'll pass it over to my colleague Paige, and she will go through the downstream integrations.
Thanks, Nicole. So let's look at how to publish documents over to your cloud accounting platform. And we can do it with this example right here with the La Carnita receipt. So first things first, you're going to want to make sure that you configure your integration with Hubdoc. If you go into the top right-hand corner into the Accounts tab, you'll be able to go here to your Destinations tab at the far right and make sure that you are connected with QBO. As you can see here, we're already connected, and because we're in Canada, it also has the default tax rate and tax exempt rate already chosen. As an accountant, your first option you are given is to connect to your own QBO account, and then after that, another list of options, your client's accounts, will then appear. Again, you would like to do it right here in the Destinations tab. After you configure your QBO setting, you can select any one of your documents that you wish to push to QBO or whatever downstream integration it may be. If we click here on the right-hand side at the Edit Data toolbar, as you can see here, this document is ready to be published. Our OCR technology has extracted the key data from this document already, and you have the option of entering the invoice number along with the total amount and breaking out the tax rates pulled in QBO. As Nicole previously mentioned, you have the option of selecting whether it's paid or unpaid. Many of our accountants use this to indicate when they've actually posted the document to QBO, so it's kind of an internal organization point in that sense. And from there, what you would do is simply choose what you would like to publish it as. In our case here, if we go down to QBO, we're choosing to publish this as an expense. The vendor's already inputted. You can input the payment type, and then the various accounts from your QBO will also follow through. And you also have the option of editing any line items. For example, for this receipt, there is an amount that's exempt from the tax, which is the tip amount. So in this case, you can generate multiple line items, and there's no limit to the amount of line items you can generate. So we're going to save and close that here. And from there, you are ready to click the green button, which is publish, which will push it on to QBO. After you do that, as you can see here, the item will appear in QBO under your expense tabs. After that, you are ready to go into the banking tab. And from here, you can see La Carnita, the receipt is already there. You have the option of matching it. And once you match it, you really do simplify the steps altogether. And as you can see here, the transaction is matched. And when you go to reconcile it, it'll already be there. Now, if we go back to the expense tab, you can also see that when you click on it, the actual document, the source document, does attach to Hubdoc as well right here. So that way you always have your source documents attached to the actual transaction. So if we jump back into QuickBooks, to Hubdoc here, we can also have the option of saving the configuration for future references and also to auto sync. What auto sync enables you to do is every time something from this particular vendor, in this case it's La Carnita, comes through, it will automatically sync into QBO. And when you save the configuration, every single receipt from a vendor will be published in this exact same format. Now, if we go back into the top here, we can see that there are a couple other things that we can do in the Accounts tab. First of all, you have your Manage Accounts. So there's various other accounts that you can get into, and this almost works the same as your Edit toolbar, where you can configure the settings. And as you can see, you can configure it to 0 or you can configure it to QBO. The next tab is your Hide Accounts tab. This is particularly useful for any accounts where you might have your personal accounts and your business accounts linked together, but you don't want particular personal accounts being fetched. All you have to do is select Stop Fetching, and these accounts will no longer be fetched into Hubdoc. I should also note that this is on a going forward basis. So any documents that had already been fetched would have to be deleted manually, but moving forward, they will no longer be fetched into Hubdoc. Your next tab is the Profile tab, and here you have the option to change your password, change your company name or email in the case that does change. And as we've previously mentioned, you also have the unique intake email here to view as well. If we scroll down, you can also see that one of our additional downstream integrations or ways to upload files is ScanSnap. If you have a ScanSnap scanner, you can download the application, and it's an additional way for you to be able to publish or to bring your documents into Hubdoc. And as you can see here, you can also invite your collaborators down at the bottom of the Profile tab as well. And the last tab, the Destinations tab, which we have already gone into, you can see that we do have various other integrations that you can connect to. This includes both accounting integrations, cloud storage platforms, and in the case that you wish to forward any new document from Hubdoc to an email address, you can add that here as well. So that kind of goes over all the various tabs we have and some of the features and functions of Hubdoc. If you have any questions, again, you can find the little text toolbar at the bottom of your screen and feel free to answer any questions. We're just going to give a couple moments to answer questions and answer any of them that do come in. So thank you. Hi there, thank you so much. So we do have one really great question that we'd like to address specifically. So as you can see here, I'm back in the profile tab under accounts, and one of the questions that was asked was, how can I change my unique intake email to be something as short as the one that is featured on our screen right now? So what you would do is you would actually go under the profile tab down to uploading files via email. And as you can see here, yours might be a series of letters and numbers. If you simply click edit here, you have the option of choosing something shorter and something that maybe your clients or colleagues can send documents through to this. And if it's available, all you have to do is click save, and that will automatically adjust. And from there, click save changes in the bottom right-hand corner. So thank you for that question. That's a great question. I would now like to point you to the various ways that you can contact us. We thank you for joining us today, but again, if any questions do come up as you are starting to work Hubdoc into your workflow, you can feel free to call us, or you can submit a ticket to us at support@hubdoc.com. Thank you again for joining us, and feel free to ask us any more questions that you may have. Thank you.